Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger. So 2XKO, the closed beta, has been out for a little bit and it's going to keep going till the game's eventually out. And we also just recently had ranked mode added to the game. That's great. And I'm seeing stuff from a lot of people, and frankly, if you're a fighting game fan, it's a lot of the usual stuff. It's about Blitzcrank, and it's kind of the usual grappler woes. So Blitz is a little bit of what we would call a newbie killer in the game, and so due to a lot of the usual grappler things. Now, realistically, is Blitzcrank the greatest threat in the game? Probably not. I think that goes to other characters right now, but Blitz is big, he's scary, people want to know how to deal with him and his various gimmicks, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video, is just to kind of give you the anti-grappler 101, how to deal with grapplers in fighting games in general, and also some anti-Blitzcrank specific tips. So, how to survive against Blitzcrank, if you will. So, we're going to get into it. Just a note real quick here. This video was created in partnership with Riot Games, so thank you very much, Riot. Now let's get some Blitz 101. How do we get around the big nasty dunk master here? Now, I know with 2XKO, there's a fairly large audience that maybe has never played a more traditional fighting game before. And so, what's the whole deal with avoiding command grabs to begin with? I guess we got to go over that. Because rather than just the raw threat of the grab, someone like Blitz especially has lots of ways to force it in situations where you're otherwise defending. He can grab you from most of the way across the screen, then force you into a grab mix-up. He has multiple ways while you're blocking to immediately cancel into a grab as well. These are all terrifying things. So in case you, just in case you don't know, the number one way to avoid a grab if you smell the grab coming, just jump. You can't be grabbed when you jump. So that's kind of fighting game 101. Like, no matter what game you're playing, you could be up against Iron Tiger, Potemkin, Zangief, all these terrible, nasty grab people. Just jump, you're good to go. And then generally, you can land on their head, get a combo. Now, specifically note in this game, Blitzcrank's recovery is so high when he whiffs a grab, you don't necessarily even have to land with the jumping attack. You actually have all the time in the world to just jump, land, and then do whatever combo you would normally do. So if you're not comfortable just doing a jumping attack, just land and then do your regular stuff. He has so much recovery after he whiffs the grab, you can do anything you want to him. Now, one thing to get a handle on just Blitz as a whole is he's big, he's wide. This does not work on his favor. One of the best ways to prevent getting grabbed is to never let him in to begin with. Take someone like Jinx. Because Blitz is so tall, he's so wide, he's more likely to run in traps, more likely to run into missiles, more likely just to run in a lot of different things. And then take into account, Blitz's general range actually, despite being so big, is not that great. Take a character like Jinx. Blitz's effective range with his normals is not as far as hers. So she can fight further out than he can. Same with the characters like Darius and Alawi. They both wildly just have more range to work with on just about everything than he does on like basic stuff. So maybe it's not keeping him full screen, but he still has to get in, and against characters like this, it's difficult. Even Alawi can zone him out to a degree. Blitz can run all he wants. Her tracking full screen low, he's so wide, he'll still get hit with it even if he's running. So step one of not getting grabbed is don't let him in. Now granted, it's harder for some characters than others, but everyone's got something working in their favor. So now let's talk the situation where you're actually getting grabbed, right? That's the big one. That's situation number one. At some point, through a variety of means, either conventional or through some of the tricks he has, he's going to wind up beside you, and then is the grab something that's going to happen, right? And on the most base level, if you think it's coming, you can just kind of jump out, right? We've already talked about that. So however we wind up there, just keep in mind that option one is you get to jump out. Because most of the time, mashing is just not something that's going to work out for you. Because most situations where he's just beside you directly to get that grab, he's going to have some kind of frame advantage over you. The numbers are going to work in his favor. So just hitting buttons usually ain't going to work. It ain't going to stop that grab. So there's two situations where you're going to have to worry about getting grabbed most of the time. One of them is with his rocket grab move, which really just brings you into him, right? And also when he's just coming in and just doing regular attacks. We'll talk about that first. So Blitz is unique in that there's a lot of situations where he can just attack you, right? And if he gets the hits, great. He gets a combo, he gets more damage than the grab would ever do, right? And keep that in mind when you're weighing whether or not to jump. the grab will almost certainly always do less damage than the strike into whatever combo. The grab is always the less threatening of the two options, so keep that in mind. But Blitz, when you block, he has multiple ways to circumvent block stun. So normally if you see him blocking here, go for the grab, it's not going to work. Like either you're already in block stun or you're pushed too far out. But since he has the Kara technique where he can do one of his special moves, forward S2, and then cancel the beginning of that into the grab, he can then basically force the grab on block strings. So even if you block those initial hits, you're not out of jail when it comes to the grab. You can block them all you want. A lot of the structure he has on the block strings will lead to a command grab one way or another. So whatever form it may look like, you got to keep in mind it may be a thing you have to worry about on block. But thankfully, we got some very powerful options. If the grab is coming from a potential block string, you have the best time of it. Because at bare minimum, you see him hitting you, push block. Everyone has the option. The only cost is your assist needs to not be on cooldown. As long as it's not on cooldown, hit your tag button and you'll burn your assist. Your partner will do a thing and it'll push Blitz all the way out. So that's kind of defense layer number one. You see him just hitting buttons, don't even risk it. As long as you have push block as an option, just push him out. And when he's doing that, he's probably either going to whiff a button or he might whiff that grab if he was going for the grab technique on your block, right? And if he does that, you can see it whiff, and then you can just either punch him directly, or since you already called your partner out anyways, you can tag into them and then punish it directly. So if you see that whiff at any point, if you push block him out, that's free damage for you. That's option number one. And it's always going to be your best option just because it deals without, like, you don't have to guess anymore. Just get him out of there and worry about anything else, right? It costs you your assist. You won't have it for a little bit, but being able to breathe safely, I think, is worth the cost. Option number two is you also have the universal retreating guard mechanic. So that's hitting light and medium when you're blocking and you'll move backwards. The thing about that is you are vulnerable to lows at that point, right? So you can block standing, mids and highs. You cannot block low while you're doing this. But the thing about Blitz is he's not exactly dripping in low attacks either. And in fact, if you at any point in the block string see him do crouch medium, you can just do it for free. He has no more lows to offer you. He can't do anything else. In fact, after crouch medium is one of his best tick grab setups in the command grab as well, right? So if you see that, you just do it, you're all the way out. So it has a little bit of a weakness, yes, but other than crouching lights, down medium, that's it. So as soon as he hits him down medium, you can't go backwards on strength. You can only go same strength or forward like heavies, and he's got no heavy that's a low. So once those lows are burned, crouch light and crouch medium, you can retreating guard out, you're good to go. And keep in mind, if they do call an assist, assists cannot hit overhead or low. They only hit as mids, so you don't got to worry about that. Maybe they'll still keep you in some kind of block string, but at least you won't get hit by the grab. So you have push block, you have retreating guard, two universal mechanics. Everyone's got them, everyone can use them, so it's not character specific. And that's kind of how you get out of dodge on a block string. So that's the basics of block strings and grabs. But of course, one of the big deals is he has rocket grab. So he hits you with a rocket grab, you're in. And the issue is you can block it all you want. Don't matter if you block it, you're coming in either way, right? That's scary. But I'll give you one thing real quick to make it at least a bit less scary on one aspect. If it's the assist version of the rocket grab, it's a regular strike like anything else. So it'll still bring you in, but it is susceptible to retreating guard because you can retreating guard the actual hit. So if you retreating guard the assist hit, it will not vacuum you in. It will vacuum you in if it's regular Blitzcrank doing it. But if it's the assist version of the move, you can retreating guard, you're out. Now keep in mind, it's retreating guard specifically. If you try to do push block, it'll bring you in while push blocking Blitz, which doesn't help you out much. Push block is great against the regular Blitz doing block strings, not the assist version. But against the assist version of the move, retreating guard, you're out. So keep that in mind. But that's only that. The regular version, don't work that way. Only the assist version. But okay, so it's going to happen at some point. Rocket grab's coming your way, right? And if he gets it, then it's guess strike throw. There's really no way around it. He's got frame advantage over you. he's probably gonna win, as we've discussed earlier. That you got to use your intuition, but keep in mind, generally speaking, the grab is almost certainly gonna do less damage than if he just starts hitting buttons and gets a full combo. But the thing is, rocket grab, it can be pretty avoidable in and of itself. It's got some startup to it. So whether he like does it raw or say he does it during a block string, it in no way forces you to stay there for it, right? And that's just off a jump. So once again, jumping very strong against Blitz. But also, this is where we can introduce stuff like the parry. Parry's a completely universal mechanic. Everyone has it. And if you smell rocket grab coming, just parry it. It takes a bar, yes, but if you successfully parry, then you get that bar refunded. So it's effectively free. Say it happens up close in like a block string, right? You can do this, and that's a free combo for you. Like, he's going to eat guaranteed damage. That's a bit rough. Even if it's from further out. Unless it's absolute maximum range, even if it's further out, maybe you might get some damage in. Maybe, depending on your character, you might settle for like a more long range option. But most characters can do something even from further out, right? Might be character dependent, but parry is a universal option everyone has. And then there's the character specific stuff, like Vi, extra tailor-made to kind of crap on what Blitz does, right? She has a parry built in, and she has a full invincible level 1 super. So if she sees rocket grab, on the spot, on demand, she can just parry it. She does not even need the universal parry mechanic. She can do her own thing and just blow them up for it. Or again, she has an invincible super, right? So that helps a lot. So she can just see something happen and just deal with it on demand, on the spot. So sometimes character specifics can matter a lot, because like say in Vi's case, right? We get pulled in and then guess strike or throw. Vi doesn't have to guess. Vi can just go level 1 Buster Wolf, beats both options. Other characters can do something similar, but they would need their level 3, because level 3s are across the board always universally invincible. But Vi, she can do that on level 1. So keep in mind, the matchup always matters, right? It's not just a vacuum of here's his mechanic versus the mechanics the games give you, right? Your character matters a lot. Because once again, a big part of the fight is just not letting any of this happen to begin with, right? So say he's trying to do rocket grab into whatever mix. That sucks. You don't want that to happen. Problem for Blitz is there's going to be a lot of things on the field that might change how things work. Can't go past her trap either. And certainly cannot go past a rocket. Now, to be perfectly fair, if Blitz has the steam built up, the next rocket grab will have projectile destroying properties. But that's only going to happen every now and then. If you got projectiles, other things on screen, big normals, because once again, a lot of the cast just kind of outranges him on the basic stuff. This is all the stuff you need to keep him out. You don't want to let him get in to begin with. Why wait for the problem to happen, right? Now, closed beta being closed beta, there's sometimes scenarios that are a little unavoidable, like Blitzcrank with Juggernaut. So he can force you to tag out as Juggernaut. And then when you're coming in, he can jump and command grab you, okay? And that's, you know, it's strong. And you think, well, okay, well, what's the counterplay? Problem about that is there's basically no counterplay. You can mash all you want, like your fastest attacks. He will win. As far as I can honestly tell, there's actually nothing you can do. Like, it is just guaranteed. Like, consider it part of the combo, if you will. Like, he's not going to get much afterwards, for the most part. Unless he's going to do like a Fury cancel or something like that. But yeah, you just kind of got to take it. He can just hit you with the grab after the snapback so fast. There's no button you can press. There's no aerial thing you can do. Like, you just got to eat the grab. So, strong to say the least. Strong to say the least. And in the current build, as of the time of me making the video, that's just kind of how that works. So in that situation, hope you learned to like that. So dealing with an enemy's tools is mostly a matter of understanding, and in that, I hope this video has helped you understand just how nasty, mean old Blitzcrank and his command grab work, and just your options around it. It's kind of basic, but you know, at the end of the day, eventually, no matter what happens, you play around it, counterplay, all that kind of stuff, eventually he will just, at some point, get you close to him, and you will just kind of gotta guess. Once again, I said it several times in the video, I just want to stress it. In the end, we have this saying in the fighting game community called take the throw. In the end, the throw is the less scary of the two options of like taking that throw or just taking a full combo afterwards, right? So If you gotta guess, err on the side of getting thrown, but if you ever smell the throw, just jump, you're out, you're good to go. That said, my friends, that's the knowledge for now, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some 2XKO.